Hi, welcome to Handler's Academy. Today we're going to talk about shedding. Shedding is an advanced skill where you separate one sheep or two or more from a group. It's often used in trials, but it's also a very practical skill that you can use around your farm. Shedding is usually done with sheep and in sheep trials, and in cattle trials they usually do a sort, which might consist of putting the cattle through a chute and then having some go out one part of the chute and the others exit another place. But sheep usually in the more advanced trials do shedding. So what is shedding? It's separating one sheep or more from the group. It's usually done in a shedding ring, and it's here my shedding ring is marked here, and it's often marked with piles of lime or a circle of lime. The shedding ring indicates where the shed must be completed. So in other words, if I separate two sheep off here or one sheep off here, whatever I'm supposed to do, and they're out of the shedding ring, it doesn't count. So let's go through one shed. You come into the shedding ring, and usually you cannot enter the shedding ring yourself until the sheep enter the ring. So if the sheep enter the ring, then you step into the ring and you start positioning your dog where you need them to be. What you're trying to do is line out the sheep, which means get them to come in a line or form a line so that you can call your dog through them. So let's say we're going to shed off the last two sheep. That means we're going to pick these two, the ones that are the following sheep. And you want to do it on the head, and usually the judge will tell you on the head, which means if you shed off these two sheep and then your dog comes in and turns and follows these, it isn't counted because the dog has to turn into the pressure of the sheep and drive these two sheep off. If one of these sheep tries to get back with the others, your dog has to block it and hold it and maintain control of them. The judge will call when the shed is complete. So until the shed is called by the judge, your dog has to maintain control and keep the two groups separated. Now, if one of these does get back with the other sheep, you have to bring all the sheep back in and start over again. So the main thing is when you call your dog through, they have to come through fast and pick up the sheep that you want and turn it and take control of it. So that's the main parts of shedding. Now let's watch Qwest do a shed. Let's take a look at Qwest shedding. It doesn't take very long for the shed to be completed. Already over and done with. Good job, Qwest. Now we're going to look at the shed in slow motion. I'm stringing out the sheep, which means getting them to line up in a single file or as close to that as I can get. When my hand goes down, I'm calling Qwest in, and he's to come into my hand and then turn into the sheep towards their noses. Now I've stopped it here, and you can see that the two front sheep are taking off to the right, but the two back sheep are starting to turn back to the left. Then Qwest comes in, he completes the shed, I turn him in the correct direction, and we both walk off after the sheep. To complete a shed, a dog needs to hold the sheep and not let them get back with the other sheep. And once more at regular speed. Like I said, it happens fast, only takes part of a second to get it done, and then it's over.